with us today. Super Dave! I wanted to pretend we're in the band and, my feet are slipping on the floor and the popcorn and my palms are all sweaty. You know how we do. Super Dave, it is so good to have you here. Can you hear me okay, sir?
Loud and clear.
Oh my gosh. Where are you? Are you in Toronto? Are you in Mississauga? Are you in Canada at all?
Close to Toronto. I'm Niagara Falls.
Oh, you're in Niagara Falls.
I am.
Ah, beautiful. I didn't know you were in Niagara Falls. I always said and thought you were in Toronto.
I was.
Super Dave, I was trying to think when you agreed to come on the podcast here, whether we would just pitch and catch or if I would just give you the time frame and let you just let it rip. And I'm just going to trust and allow. I'm here with pen and paper. All I want to share before you start, sir, is that first thing I want to do is thank you and acknowledge you for your time. I've always said time is the greatest gift. It's free, but it's priceless because we can never get it back. And you're giving us that time. And I already know before you even open your mouth, lives will be impacted today because of your willingness to share. So I just want to thank you. I've seen you on stages. The first time was in Miami at the Vitality event. There was about 18,000 people there. And I don't think you were on the stage, but I think you were there. But it was your first event too with that individual company. And I think you showed up to your first event there with about 50 people. And the next thing I knew, you were at the top rank, and the rest is history. You've been in many companies. You've hit the top of the ranks. Myself personally, I have a bit of a love-hate for the industry. I love the industry because of personal development. I was introduced to it in Amway in 1993. I was 4 in depth from Dexter Yager. I went Dexter Yager, Scott and MJ Michaels, Dr. George Berniowski, Casey and Kathy Comden, Ivan Lloyd, then my brother-in-law and my sister are who recruited me. I was in college. I was 23 years old. They came over. Next thing I knew, I'm sitting there. They popped open a whiteboard. They drew some circles. They said, "This is you. This is 3 of your friends." And the rest is history. That was over 30 years ago. Super Dave, I know you've had a journey in the industry. Don't know whether you have a love or a hate for it, but we're just blessed and grateful to have you here today. So with that, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rod. When you asked me to come onto this podcast, I said, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. And then we booked it, and I totally messed up the whole time, right? And I always believe everything happens for the right reason. So if we did the podcast yesterday, I think it'd be a different group of people on here. So today was meant to be for whoever it is and whoever's going to hear this. So, right, everything happens for the right reason. So listen, I would rather do the pitch and whatever it is you called it.
Yeah, pitch and catch. Yeah,
person, whatever. But just to let you know, where I got my first start in network marketing, MLM, I like it. It's a great industry. Am I sold to it 100%? No. It's where I've had all my successes.
Yeah.
But the industry has changed now. In since the whole crypto thing came out, that's really warped people's mind because people are used to making such fast money, quick money. It's almost like a drug. They're always looking for a quick fix. And I think you said it before, social media and swiping up, people are no longer committed. In the old days, people get involved in something and you could stick, you could believe they'll be there with you, and you can actually build a real business, ongoing foundational business that'll pay for life. Now people are in anywhere from a week to max 3 months, and they're normally involved in 5 different programs at the same time, and no one's with you anymore. They're just they're in whatever's pace. So just to let you know, the real first main opportunity that I came in, my upline was that Dexter Yeager, Scott and MJ Michael, Dr. George, Casey Comden.
What?
And I forgot her name, and then Christopher Hahn.
Okay.
Christopher Hahn, but Lynn McFall. There we go.
Lynn McFall. Lynn and Rob.
Lynn and Rob. Now Rob is there, but before that, just her mom. Before her and Rob got married in 1990.
Are you telling me we were in Amway at the same time in the 90s?
1993. Yes, sir. See,
So
that's
you were
how,
on SOT and DBR and pace setter tapes too?
man. I converted all of my Amway tapes into MP3s.
Do you
You
still have
know,
them? I'm looking for George Halsey. This is Diamond.
of course I have. Yes,
Do you
sir.
have Economic Paradigm, Paul Zane
I
Pilzer?
I should have that too, but I have, yeah, I
And
have
Tim
George House's
Foley.
script.
Tim Foley, this is
Yes, yes.
our story.
Now you're making me search now for stuff while we're talking
Those are the
here.
three I want. Back to you.
All right. Anyways, the answer is yes, 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 and yes. So, and like I said, we don't know where this call is gonna go, so we're just pitching it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about those tapes. Okay, so
Yeah, please.
tapes, books, all that kind of
And
stuff.
functions.
So if you ever see my because I decided this year, 2024, I'm going to become more social. I'm going to start posting just on Facebook, like as things happen. If I shave, great. If I don't shave, great. Whatever's happening, this is the deal. And I'm trying to become try is the key word. Trying to become more active. So I forced myself to now do a video. So Monday is supposed to be motivational Monday. Wednesday is supposed to be wacky Wednesdays, just something crazy. And
Dad jokes. I saw the dad jokes.
Friday is fun day Friday, so that's that joke.
Yeah.
Just to get myself more in there because I don't have TikTok. I'm just learning how to use the whole Instagram thing now. Um, I look at my wife's like, I sent you this stuff. I'm like, look through. There's like 83 messages. Where do I even check my messages? So there's TikTok, Instagram. I don't know, but whatever. And like I told you, up until last night, I just put notifications on now for Facebook Messenger.
So you're not a tech guy.
I am.
Oh.
I am, but I don't care. Like I said, I do so many things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I see all these people putting stuff online, and I'm like, wow, man. And my wife, like I said, I'm talking about her, but she's sucked into this. Like, oh my God, look at this house. Like these people are on vacation, whatever. I said, but you don't really know what's going on. I'm buying cars. I'm doing so many things here behind the scene. People are like, you should post what you're doing. I'm like, who cares? Because I'm just doing what I want to do. I'm not
Right.
doing it to impress anybody out there.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because the
Yes.
reality is that everyone's trying to impress other people out there. And like I'm hearing everyone talk, is because there's nothing going on in here. They're looking for outside acceptance.
Validation. Yeah.
Yes, you know, and because, and again, unfortunately, you know, like a lot of guys, the comedians who commit suicide and stuff like that, because they're so unhappy inside, they're
Yeah.
trying to be the clown to make everyone else happy. Oh,
Yeah.
the more, and I know a few people who, I mean, they post like 3, 4, 5 times a day, nonstop,
Yeah.
and they have nothing going on behind
Right.
the scenes, but they're trying to be relevant. I guess that's the best way to put it.
That's the word. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and that's just what really social media is doing for a lot of people. So unfortunately, a lot of people also who have nothing or feel they have nothing are spending so much brain power invested in other people's postings.
Mm.
And no matter what I say, because they're like, oh my God, I wish I had that life. And I'm saying the life you have is the life. Like, you don't understand how amazing life is that you have right now. You're looking at other
Right.
people, because when they turn off that camera, you don't know what kind of life they actually have. They're only showing you that one.
That's it.
You mentioned that guy, the Twitch guy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like something happened, whatever it is. And say to my wife, oh my God, I can't believe, I didn't know who the hell he was. Like,
Yeah.
I know, whatever her name, the Ellen girl, but I didn't know the
Yeah.
importance. I'm like, well, why is he dancing? Like, that's the big thing. He's always dancing out. I'm like, well, why? Like, how do you know the wife is not the one that says, okay, get up, honey, let's dance right now, get a quick video. And he didn't want to do it, but he's just going through the motions.
Yes.
So like I said, we don't really know what's really happening.
Yeah. Super Dave, I want to speak to that point because, and thank you for this. This is a great segue into just authenticity is the word that's coming to mind right now. Authenticity. My highest moment of speaking was in the Atlanta, Georgia Dome, the 2011 convention for a company. It doesn't matter the name of the company, but we used to have a convention every 2 years. And they used to pack 80,000 people into the Atlanta, Georgia Dome. Now, the
Okay.
thing that we don't ever speak about is, like, you know, from the industry standards statistics, how many of those people were actually making any money worth speaking of, but it's still a room with 80,000 people.
Mhm.
And I got to speak at what was called the Regional Leader Breakout. Most people I've ever spoken in front of. And I'll never forget it to this day, Super Dave. I remember belting out as loud as I can, any of you can do that. And the place is like, ah. And I heard this little voice in my head go, but most of you won't. And I got off that stage and I went back, the green rooms where, before we're going to go out and stage and speak, and, where we're standing back there and they're bragging about how much money you make before you hit the stage. And my head's going, my chest is coming out. And I'll never forget this particular talk. I came off the stage and one of the $1 million earners goes, man, that was the best talk you've ever given, man. Great job. Great job. He left the green room and I started crying because it was the first time that hit me. I'm a fraud, because I was telling people how great life was, making X amount of dollars a year per month, because that's what my coaching was. Brag about how much money you make so people follow you. And that's not the whole industry. I can't paint it all with a brush, but that was our game, man. Drive this if you drink this, And I'll never forget it. And I hope you can speak to this, because I never really saw you as that. And now that you're saying you're not really a social media guy, now I know for a fact you were never this showy guy. And maybe that's why you built such incredible teams. But I know for me, it was always a house of cards. When there was money, I had 500 people around me that would take a bullet for me. When the money was gone, you could shoot a cannon off. They were gone. And I can't blame them, because I can look back now, Super Dave, and see you don't attract what you want in life. You attract who you are. So if I was shallow, I attracted shallow. If those weren't real relationships, they were business transactions. What they could get from me was the motivation, the inspiration, and the possibility of hope. And what I got from them was a full room of people to listen to me talk, so that the 3 to 5 that might actually apply themselves and do what I'm suggesting they do can make some money. Can you speak to that about, you said the industry has changed because of crypto and people making money fast, so people aren't really willing to put in the work. But can you speak to this whole social media? If you're getting back into like social media, but it's not for the purpose of building a business. I don't even know what you do. I know you're a published author. I know you've blown it up in multiple network marketing companies, but I love that I don't know what you do, but yet I still want to follow you because of how I see you show up for your family. Can you speak to any of those points?
Oh, so many different things. And as you're talking, I'm like, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about that. Okay, now let me talk about that. Okay, so I gotta make notes here. I gotta make sure.
Yeah, if you could touch the authenticity, because I think a lot of leaders, especially now, and I'm not knocking Eric Worre, he's the guy, for training network marketing, but I've learned some things about some of these network marketing leaders that are now making a percentage of the number of tickets that they can sell. That's back to Amway, books, tapes, and functions. I mean, if I get the tickets from Eric Worre at a discount because I can buy this many because my team is this big, and then my leader under me gets them at a little bit less, I don't know, man. That's not a fair fight for Sally that's at Tim Hortons, that I get her to believe that she can make it in this company. Well, not if she can't buy 500 Eric Worre tickets. And I'm not trying to throw Eric under the bus. I love Eric. I love what he does, but I just think we got to do better somehow.
Okay, so let me, I just made quick notes here based on what you're saying. Okay, so I hope I can tie this all together. So
I know you can.
Back in my Amway days, because really that's what's molded me to who I am today. Okay.
Same, yes.
Reading books, they always say leaders are readers, so reading the books, listening to tapes, going to functions. Okay. When you went to Dome, we also did the Freedom Enterprise or whatever. That's the big Dexter Yeager event in Carolina as well. So this is what I learned from this is how I am, I should say. No matter what opportunity I'm in, I always want to learn. Okay. And the biggest thing I learned from Amway was the diamonds, which was the top layer. When one become a diamond, they were untouchable. There were so many times I would be like right by the stage, you're looking up at those people. I'm like, I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to be a diamond. But you could never meet them.
No.
When the event is done, you try to talk to them.
Nope.
You're nothing. They walk by you, whatever it is. I said, when I'm a diamond, I will never be like this. Because
Wow.
here I am, I'm trying to shake this person's hand. I want them to autograph their book or whatever it is.
Profiles of success.
And
Yeah.
they won't even give me 2 seconds because
Yeah.
they're too, and again, that's the culture. That's just how it was set up.
Yeah.
And all it took was one song to say, Dave, listen, you can do it. You're awesome. I'm going to do it to next month, to next event, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And just that, I said, no matter what level I hit in any opportunity, I will make sure if that person in the back of the room, and that's why, again, if you ever saw me in a room, it's the person who's trying not to look at me. They don't think they're worth it.
Yeah.
Talking on stage, whatever. They're in the back there. I go around the room. Normally, before I start the meeting, I'm shaking everyone's, hey, how are you?
I remember.
And I look at the
seeing
people.
you at the back of the room. I was afraid to approach you, bro.
And that's what drives me, is because there's that person like me who was so hungry and just wanted to make sure that whatever, because back then there was no internet or anything.
No.
Any opportunity sounded good, but who's going to help me?
Right.
Right? Yeah, because I'm referred by my neighbor or my parents or whatever the case is. But I want the person who's making the money. Because again, I learned is if you want to do something well, find someone who's doing what you want to do. If you want to be a doctor, go learn from a doctor. Don't go. If you want to be a plumber, go learn from a plumber. All that kind of stuff. Anyways, so that's the whole Amway thing. Now, where everything changed for me was with Landmark. And I don't know if you actually know what Landmark is.
I've done the advanced course. I've done SELP. I've done the forum, and I've probably sent about 15 people there that I paid for them to go. Big mistake. Big mistake. If it wasn't their money, they didn't apply it. They got no transformation.
Exactly. So I've paid nobody to go, and I've sent over 100 people to go there.
What did you say that again?
Over 100 people there. My mom's been there. My wife's been there. My brother's been, like, anyone around me. Like you said, it's your circle. The circle you have.
Oh, of course. Every team I had, I would use it as an incentive, right? If they hit this, I would pay for their Landmark forum. Biggest mistake ever.
So in Landmark, I was in at that time, biggest opportunity. I think my best week with that opportunity was 62,000 for the week. A normal week was 30 to 40,000 a week.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. You're not talking volume. You're not talking volume.
No, I'm commission and my check that showed up in the mail.
30,000 a week. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I
just needed to say 2 minutes. So
I went to this Landmark event, and again, you spoke about you want to be a bridge.
Yeah.
You want to be a connector.
Yep.
Well, this is just what I think about every day. That there's something I don't know. Got it. There's something that I don't know. And there's something that I don't know that I don't even know. So I'll give you an example. Okay. Back in the old days, we used to have a Microsoft Word for typing documents.
Yep.
And I know it's impossible to think about this today, but if you did not even know what a computer was, how would you even know what Microsoft Word was?
Correct.
So Microsoft Word is something you'll can't even know, because you don't even know what a computer is. There's no way you would even. Okay. So there has to be a bridge, someone to tell me what a computer is before I can even learn how to use Microsoft Word.
Yes.
So because I'm always thinking there's something I don't know that I don't know, I'm always open to whatever someone has to tell me, because they might tell me something that I never even knew even existed. So that's what Landmark was.
Yeah.
Everyone spoke of how this transformation thing. I'm like, great, no problem. I'm in the room, listen to everyone talk. And if you know Landmark, they don't let you write anything down.
No notes.
And after the first day, again, I'm always up very late. So getting up early in the morning was just not my thing. So I'm not enough. And they make you make an agreement that you're always going to be awake. I said, sure. And sure enough, I go to my car and I fall asleep during one of the breaks, and I come back late. Not a big deal. I'm Super Dave. Who cares?
No, you got to restore integrity now, bro.
They kicked me out.
Yeah.
I refund you back your money. I'm like, what the hell? You're looking for more people. I can bring you so many people. Why the hell? I said, keep the money. I'm coming back the next month, whatever it is. And I made sure I went to sleep, and I went back to the event again.
Yeah.
After I did the event, the biggest thing was, like I think you said, being authentic.
Yeah.
I'm always buying the Porsches, Range Rover, Mercedes, whatever, because everyone says, Dave, you're my leader. You can't come to the hotel meeting because I
Honda.
always wanted a Mini. I always wanted to drive a Mini, okay?
Yeah.
But you
Wait a
present
minute. You're 6 foot what?
6'5".
You're
So,
6'5". You want to drive a Mini?
oh, of course, man, they're
Tell me
awesome.
that later.
Awesome cars. Anyway, so, and I said, no, I wanted, but what I wanted to do versus what I was doing was two different things. So Landmark is what allowed me to see what was I doing. And the key part is I was operating based on the decision I made when I was in grade 9, when when we were on welfare. I just came to Canada, had nothing. And because of that, from a decision of always wanting to make more money,
More money. Yep.
I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing.
Program.
And
Yep.
here I am 27 years later, and I'm like, I already achieved it 17 years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't, and once that clicked, that was at the Landmark event,
Yeah.
I went, I'm done. I got it. I got a Range Rover, got the Porsche, kept the Mercedes. I went and bought a Mini. And I'm on my 6th Mini now, at least.
I
Okay.
still want to see the 6'5" Super Dave get out of a Mini. That'd be like the
There's
clown,
tons of space.
you know,
Go
getting
test
out.
drive it. Yeah, that's what everyone says. But when they go in, they're like, oh my God, so much space. And because I like the go-kart feeling. I just got rid of another Porsche and I got another Mini again. It's just, yeah, they're just awesome cars. But that's me. I do what I want to do.
What I want to do. That's a perfect segue. We are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to open it up to questions and comments from our studio audience. Today, we have community members and executive leadership team members as well. We have Donna Cormier, we have Amanda Adams, we have Jack Pointer, and we have a mystery guest. I don't know if he's going to be contributing to the question and comments. Don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. If you joined us during that commercial break, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Mini owner. 6'5" in a Mini. You got to send me a video of you getting in and out of that car because I don't believe it. 6'5", man. I'm 5'6", so we gotta. Super Dave, I want to thank you. Before we even go into questions and comments, man, you have blessed our community. And I'm even more excited for the studio audience that are here that have the opportunity to either ask you a question or maybe just share a comment. Sometimes it's just a simple thank you for your sharing today. So I'm going to popcorn it over to Coach Adams, who will be hosting the questions and comments section. She'll be passing the mic around. So Coach Adams, I'm going to mute it. We are in the same studio. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Super Dave. I am overwhelmed with gratitude just being here, listening to you. One comment I definitely have is I love how heart-centered you are. We need more heart-centered leaders out there, especially in business and network marketing. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for that. My question to you, Super Dave, is what is a habit that you have that helps you get up in the morning, that helps you rise and shine, that helps you just live life with passion? Is there one habit or tip or trick that you can give us that would help myself just live into my passion?
Oh man, what a tough question here. So like Rod says, I have 12 kids, which I don't really have 12 kids. I have 6 kids. My youngest is 4 and my oldest is 14. And right now, that's actually my motivation. Like I gotta get up, I gotta make, so it's the same. I have it ready already upstairs. I got hot chocolate. When he wakes up, I'm gonna get him eggs and hot chocolate to get things going. trying to think, because I'm trying to answer your question different, because that right now my focus, like I said, is family related. If I could stay home forever, which I've been doing for 21 years, I would just keep doing it. But I work in spurts. So when I'm working, I guess my belief really is just in me. I just know. Okay, I'm trying to rephrase. Let me rephrase it. So there was a time when I had no money. I was $100,000 in debt, nothing. A guy called me out of the blue and said, "Dave, I got an opportunity." And I'm like, "Okay, tell me what it is." And he said, "I'll email you." And he never, like, I'm waiting. I'm literally sitting on a computer waiting for his email to come in, because whatever he said sounded great. And after 10 minutes, nothing. I called him. I said, and it was literally an unknown caller, just I called display. I said, "Listen, can you send, I'm waiting. Can you send me information?" He sent me that information. And I was so hungry. I was looking. And when he sent me stuff, I got involved. And with that opportunity, I ended up making over $1 million in 26 months with that opportunity. And so I always feel there's someone out there like me who's waiting to hear from me. So that is what, like, when when I'm working, I don't know who it is. I don't know who I'm going to connect with online. I don't know who I'm going to talk to on the phone. I don't know which prospect. I have no idea. But there's someone like me who is starving. I had no money to put money in my gas to go meet anyone. So I got people. I just went parked myself at a coffee shop at that time with that opportunity. So someone out there is waiting for. So what drives me is that there's someone out there who's looking for me.
About others.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Powerful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So powerful
Question.
and honest. Thank
Give
you.
it to Jack.
Question.
Oh, okay, Lawrence, go ahead. Over to
I'm
you.
about to, and I apologize, David,
That's
Rod,
it.
Amanda, everybody, Donna. Thank you all for having Jack. Thanks for having me on the call. I'm about to walk into a meeting, so that's why I want to get a couple quick questions in first for Super Dave, who I respect and appreciate, allowing me to listen to this time, because it got me motivated and excited to not only listen in more in depth, but I pushed my meeting and said, "Listen, I'm going to get there early so I can sit in the parking lot and hear this whole conversation with you and Rod." Wow. Rod, Arsenio Hall, loved it. Super Dave, what is your background, brother? I don't know what your background is. Like, I was like moved when you said that you came here and you were North America. So no, you're in Niagara Falls. So
Yeah.
you were, you mean Ontario, but you mean you came or you got to Canada and you had, you was po, not poor, you was po, okay? And you got a chance to blow up and do your thing. I love that story. What is your background, please?
So my mom's French Canadian. My dad's Nigerian. I was born in Ottawa. And when I was 3, I spoke only French, because my mom's French Canadian. We moved to Nigeria, and I grew up in Nigeria. Came back here in 85. So I was 14 at that time. And like I said, when you translate the naira, the money they use there, to dollars, it was worth nothing. So like I said, we're on welfare. My boots came from Salvation Army. Mattress, someone was donating it. We got the mattress. I had a little black and white TV. Someone was put it for recycle back then, whatever, they're throwing it out. But yeah, but again, I didn't know any difference. I was like, "Oh my God, there's snow. I mean, look at this. Wow, we're in Canada. This is so cool." But I was hungry because we had nothing. I heard people talk about the TV show Alf. They had cable. What is cable? And stuff like that. So yes, that made me hungry. So there.
Humble beginnings. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Guys, I got to check out, but Rod, man, keep this going. Bless you all for being a part of this.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you. Okay, so quickly we'll go over to Miss Donna, and then we will end off with Mr. Jack. Go ahead, Donna.
Thank you so much, Coach Adams. Super Dave, wow. Thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you for sharing. There's so much that you say that resonates with me. I was in network marketing for a little bit too, and just the outflow, like, you can really learn from absolutely everybody that's in your life, and that's something that they don't teach you in school. They don't teach you in normal life. You have to learn that either from somebody who's in network marketing, or you have really, really lucky people in your life. My question to you, and Miss Amanda took my question, by the way. Just saying, we have a little thing where we go back and forth and we always take each other's questions. So my number 2 question is, what do you do to get out of a funk? We all go into funks. What do you do? How do you motivate yourself? How do you discipline yourself? What do you do?
That's a great question. So get myself out of a funk. For me, the easiest thing, so one of the reasons I used to live in Toronto, and like, as I'm in Niagara Falls, and I mentioned before, I've converted all my old Amway tapes to MP3s. So what I normally do when I'm driving, I'm just listening to Jim Rohn, like different motivational audio stuff. That's really all it is. And after about 3-4 hours of that, you're on fire, and you know. And I think for me, again, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for anyone else. I have so much in my head that I want to bring out, but I'm really busy with kids. Like, from the morning, like I got up early today, and normally I sleep in, but I want to be ready for this, and kids. So right now, like I said, one's upstairs, and I try to get everything done before 2, and then when they start coming back, it's bang, 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 bang. And I do everything. From bathing them, cleaning them, I put them to bed, we go to bed, we do power words, all that kind of stuff. So I think for me, anytime I can have away from the kids now, I want to try to get something else done. So I don't even have time really to have a downtime. But normally, if I was trying to get myself re-fired up, really what you're saying, I listen to these tapes. Again, I call them tapes, they're still their audios. But for me, and again, I'm going back to the whole Amway thing, I listen to them. I try to hear what the people say, because when I was a new person, I heard what they said. I was, oh yeah, this is great. But as you grow, as you become a leader, I'm listening again about what message are they actually trying to say in the tape, not just what they're saying, but if I was the one doing the recording, if I was the one doing the tape, what am I trying to say out there? You know, so it's always changing every time I listen to that audio. So that's how I, if anything, get myself out of a funk. I wish I could get into a funk somewhere, but I just want space. I just need time. So anyways, that's there.
Oh man, Donna, thank you for that question that brought that out. It got me fired up to want to say something, but I'm looking at the time. We're right at the top of the hour, and I want to hear from Jack. So let's bring it in from Bali, Indonesia. Don't get him too excited, because he's got to go to bed now. I don't know how he's going to go to bed after this, but dopamine is not the best right before bed, Jack. I apologize. That's Super Dave's fault. He's got me ready to run through a wall. Actually, no, he's got me ready to go listen to some CDs and some 8 tracks. He said tapes. I'm like, oh, those are 8 tracks. Those are 8 tracks. Mr. Pointer, over to you.
I think I'm a little bit too young for them cassette tapes, man. If I'm honest.
Cassette tapes. He's like, what are those?
I'm the youngest of 6, so I can relate to a little bit more, Super Dave. But yeah, I used to see my brothers wind them cassette tapes up
with a pencil.
Yeah. Anyway, my question to you, Dave, is Rod mentioned at the start of the podcast about how, you know, he went into a room and, you know, he would be selling and there'd only be 3 people, and then he'd feel bad about it, pumping people up. So I guess I've experienced that myself, but you seem to be very resilient with it. You seem to be just carrying on regardless. Like, did you ever feel that sense of feeling which Rod was talking about? And if so, how did you navigate through it?
Sorry, just clarify, the feeling of what? Like you said, when he was in a room?
Yeah, when he was in a room, he was pumping 300 people up to get 3 people convert. Did you ever feel that inauthenticity? And if so, how did you move through it?
No, I never did, because for me, just like I said, like, there's that one person out there waiting for me. Okay. Whatever opportunity I was in, I believed it 1,000%. And because I knew where I started with nothing, like literally, give me $100. I'll make you back $10 by the end of today. You'll see. So I did it. So anyone who was hungry, I believe, could do the exact same thing. Opportunities where I don't, like there's opportunity where you have to put $10,000 in to make money, all that kind of stuff. That I can't promote because I don't believe in it. So, because a lot of people don't have $10,000 to put into an opportunity. So in that case, I wouldn't even be promoting that. So I never get involved in those opportunities that I feel inauthentic with. Best way to put it.
Wow, that is powerful. Great question, Jack. Because sorry, Jack, were you complete with that one?
I am complete. I can just resonate even more because the marketing company is $10,000.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask, because it triggered me that, man, I get pitched, Super Dave, as you would imagine, like every day. And my heart just, I'm like, oh my goodness, can I coach you for free? Because my heart hurts. Like that copy paste message is not going to work. It's just not going to work. Please, I hope you're not sending that to people. But I know their upline has told them, send this to 5,000 people. I'm like, please don't do that. Like there is a real thing called PTSD, MLM, PTSD. We used to joke NFL, not the NFL, like National Football League. No friends left. Like it was a real thing. And there's some people that have joined a network marketing company and they're having some success and it's their first network marketing company. And they can't relate to those of us that have been in the game since the 90s. And we can smell phony a mile away, like inauthenticity, opposite of what we're talking about here. That's the Facebook message you get that sounds like this. Hey, stranger, long time. How you been? Oh, been pretty good there, crazy person from high school that didn't even know I existed. How are you? It's like, come on. Come on. And when they copy paste and forget to change the name, hey, Steve, long time. You might want to change the name before you copy paste the next part. Like I can smell it a mile away. And I can't go to an event anymore because as soon as I hear you're in business for yourself, not by I gotta leave. And if they dare say, after bragging about their cars and homes and travels, I share this not to impress you, but to impress upon you. I'm like, look, I throw up in my mouth. So I can't, I'm damaged, Super Dave. Here's my question to you. You must get pitched a lot. How do you know? Like, for me, I'm like, I'm not joining anything, but I want to help. I want to help you because you're going to quit. And I want to help the industry because it is the why I have the mindset I have. I've been through crash, up, down, crash, up, down. You know what I've had still with me? I lost everything. Cars, travel, homes, lifestyle, identity. You know what I haven't lost? My books. On my lap right now, because next on our list is book club. And I'm holding Get Over Your Damn Self, the No BS Blueprint to Building a Life-Changing Business, The Journey, How to Live by Faith in an Uncertain World, Billy Graham, The Book of Mysteries, Jonathan Cahn, a 365 daily devotion. That one is for my spiritual life. The Power of Servant Leadership. That's what Super Dave was talking about today. The power of servant leadership. How about the mental toughness secrets? I do this one daily with the team, Super Dave. The 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class. The thought processes, habits, and philosophies of the great ones. The great ones, not the great one, not Wayne Gretzky. The great ones, plural. And then my mentor, my coach, my blueprint for everything we're doing at the Lost Coaching Academy online, Art Williams. Art Williams was a football coach. This was A.L. Williams before it became Primerica. I was in Primerica, but my heart is A.L. Williams. It was a crusade to right a wrong. And he built it on pushing up people. And that takes me back to Amway, Dexter Yager. Everybody's got a flashing sign on their chest. And everybody's sign says the same thing. Make me feel special. Make me feel important. And our job, our mission, if we choose to accept it, that wasn't Dexter, that was later. You guys, our mission is to go around and read people's plaques. Casey Comden said it. So all you do is you go out. People are like, what are you doing? I'm reading plaques. Everybody's plaque is flashing. And it says the same on Jack's chest as it says on Donna's chest, as it says on Lawrence's chest, as it says on Amanda's and mine. And Super Dave has been a master at reading those plaques. make me feel special, make me feel important. And that's what he's doing today for each and every one of us. Super Dave, over to you for any final comments, any final points. Man, I cannot wait. Jack, how quickly can you chop this up, make it, get together with Joe and Dan? I don't even know what you guys do. SEO over here and ClickFunnels over there and landing page upside down over here. And then we got the website. I don't know what any of that stuff means, but here's what I know. We have 7,000 downloads of a podcast that we were playing around with on a fake practice podcast app called Podbean. It started June 2023 as an idea. And 90 days later, we had 137 episodes, 7,000 downloads. Everyone said, you got to move all this to Spotify. I said, what is Spotify? I let 4 months go by, and finally I heard this Spotify thing is really important. I go back into my Podbean app, and everything is gone. 137 episodes. I'm like, was that a fake company? I did. People saw it. I'm not making this up. We did 137 episodes. I have like screenshots of when I sent them to people. And when you click on it, it says NO something 401 error. I'm like, they stole my episodes. What are they doing with those? I don't even know what happened, but here's what I know. Everything happens for a reason. So if all of that was proof of concept, practice, testing, it's irrelevant, because this one here is going on Spotify, whatever that means. Jack, thank you for being here. Thank you for staying. Lawrence, we got to talk. Palm Bay Developments, come on now. Call to action from Super Dave. Final message from Super Dave. Love you guys. Have a fantastic day. Super Dave, close us out.
All right. So I was just going to answer your question, but I'm just going to tell you this. Whatever challenges anyone is going through, always remember that you're writing your story. You may not know this, but you actually have a book. And if you don't have any challenges, your book's going to be boring. The story has to be worth it. So whatever you're going through, if you can pull up your phone, notepad, whatever it is, write down those times, because it's those times, because it's you know, I don't know if Jim Rohn, someone said that everything's temporary. And I know Les Brown says, you know, if you're falling on your back, just look up. If you can look up, you can get up. So just remember, whatever you're going through is temporary. Write it down, take note of it, because when your book comes out, someone else needs to read that. So don't give up. That's the biggest thing. Don't give
There
up.
it is. Don't give up. Speaking of don't give up, and the timing is perfect because we are starting the next show at 9:15. So Donna, if you can give me host, I'm going to play our opening and closing video for Super Dave to see it. He just said, just don't give up. And as Donna's giving me the host so I can share screen and play the video, I want to say this. He mentioned Les Brown and Jim Rohn. Those are two of my favorites, right? Jim Rohn is, okay, if you're ready, say I'm ready. You guys hear me say that all the time? That's Jim Rohn. And he mentioned Les Brown. Les Brown, I heard speak live at Amway convention in Toledo, Ohio. That's where we used to have to drive. Super Dave mentioned tapes. Man, tapes. SOT, standing order tape, DBR, Dream Builder review. If you really wanted your upline to actually pay attention to you, you had to be on the Pace Setter tape. That was $15 a week. US, and we're in Canada, so that was a lot of money. This is in the 90s. $15 a week on tapes, cassette tapes. That's before you ordered any of your product to get enough volume to be check qualified. But those tapes are why we have the mindset we have, Super Dave. It was books, tapes, and functions. Casey Comden, I can hear him right now. 50 by 50, 10 by 10. Because there was 50 cassette tapes and 10 books. And we were supposed to listen to those 50 tapes 50 times. And we were supposed to read those 10 books 10 times. And the strategy, what's that word? The strategy was 50 by 50, 10 by 10. I went one further, Super Dave. I listened to my coach, Ivan Lloyd, tell me, if you even pop the cassette tape out, make sure you turn off the radio before you pop it out, because what happens when you hit eject? Well, the radio comes on, and you might hear a song with a catchy tune, and it's the not Casey Comden, Casey Kasem, right? Casey Kasem Top 40. And now it's that popular song, and now you're singing it in your head, and you memorize all the words to that song, don't you? Well, that doesn't pay you. So turn the radio off before you pop out the cassette tape. Grab the next cassette tape, put it in, then turn the radio back on. I wouldn't even pop a cassette tape out without turning the radio off for fear of getting drawn in to listen to the radio rather than the next tape. That's how committed I was to my goals and dreams. Of course, my friends thought I was nuts. But guess what? We become like the people we associate with. That's a fact. That's why for parents, we don't want our kids hanging out with bad kids. Why? Because we don't want them to become bad kids. Well, why is it okay for us as adults? When we read a book, Super Dave is an author, get his book. Because when you're reading that book, you're hanging out with Super Dave. When you're listening to a cassette or today, a podcast, you're hanging out with that author. You become like that author. So we are going to close it up because Super Dave said never give up. So I'm just going to share a screen for those of you that have access memberships for video, not just audio. We're going to close it out with this video. And we'd like to unmute everyone that's here. Say thank you, Super Dave, for today while I queue up the video to close this out. You guys can turn off your cameras so we don't use resources as we play the video. Never give up.
No exaggeration, daddy Haitian, mama Brooklyn maid. I was caught up in a maze trying to find a way out. First time smoking with the drummer in the church, how that play out. Religious stuff is played out. Really well work like these
you'll be able to do. You will be able to accomplish whatever you want to academically, financially, relationally, whatever. So 3 things. All right, now I'm gonna tell you the story. I gotta get out of here. And the story is about, you guys have probably heard about this before. It was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money, and so he went to this guru, right? So the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man getting scratching, holding him. He said, I got a question for you. Somebody answered the question for me. He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? What's that word? He said, I wanted to breathe. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Yeah, how they searching for purpose become a tragedy. Persecution from the same people I thought were family. It seemed like they be mad at they self more than they mad at me. I see more division than unity, and it's sad to see. We rather give out opinions before we give flowers. Supposed to be the body of Christ, we treat it like it's ours. If you're not bathing in love, then it's not a real shower. And if you're not focused on what's above, then you ain't got real power to judge or tell nobody how they should serve. Jealous of others who got what they think that they deserve. Quoting the scripture, but actions look like they hate the word. I let it turn me bitter, now it feel like we taking turns. But I cannot follow the footsteps of the envious. I'm on the other side with the children who really live in this. Rather be an example, but either way it's still hit or miss. I just plant the seed for the people that need to witness it. Like child.
Look how far we came.
Our mission is spiritual entrepreneurship, where profit is powered by a higher purpose. Careers become callings, and spiritual values are the backbone of business ambitions. We train purpose-driven visionaries and change makers how to scale with a higher power, turn a career into a calling and a life into a legacy, leaving behind a world far better than they found it. Our entrepreneurs operate with a whole new attitude, at a whole new altitude. It's a game above conscious capitalism. It's spiritual entrepreneurship. It's a movement that's proving to be one of the greatest shifts in productivity, profitability, and quality of life ever seen in the world of business, where work is not something you have to do, it's something you get to do. we're going to change what it means to be an entrepreneur.
Like thanks for putting on the show. We love the way you act for us. We supposed to be some activists. I let the spirit show me the truth. He said live your life as if I made my appeal through you. I see God changing the ethos, putting aside our egos and opening up our hearts so we can see souls. For real.
Look how far we came. Whoa.
Good evening, advocates. What's going on? Robert H.
We still
here.
exalt your
I'm in Toronto,
name.
Ontario.
Never be the same. Cause I know, yeah, I know that you call me. You call